Hey guys, Nabil here, and what an amazing week for SNK fans and specifically the King of Fighters fans. Now last week we saw a reveal trailer, so obviously we were not gonna get a reveal trailer today. But fear not, we had tons and tons of new cool SNK related stuff, and in this video we're gonna go over all the things that happened this week in the world of SNK. Now before I start doing that, a gentle reminder to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you are notified whenever I drop a new video. Now obviously last week we saw the reveal trailer of Heidern, one of my favorite King of Fighters characters and one that I always have in my team when it comes to the King of Fighters 14 and probably it's going to be the same for KOF98. Now, as we have been accustomed to whenever a new trailer drops, we have some insight from the game designer Tomohiro Nakata. And this week is of course no different, as we have this beautiful artwork showing Heidern and with some insights from Tomohiro Nakata-san. This is what he had to say about Heidern. From the very beginnings of the King of Fighters franchise, Heidern has always been there pushing the story along. And his position in KOF15 is no different, as he plays a major role in this title as well. Heidern is a zoner type character known for his long-reaching normals and giant projectiles. In King of Fighters 14, his projectiles would down standing opponents, but that's not the case anymore. To balance that out, his heavy punch stinger now hits crouching opponents and can even be comboed from. The EX version can also combo off light normals if close enough, allowing you to get some extra damage in. Also, his overhead attack shooter non-nago went from a 2-hit attack to 1 hit, but his recovery has been dramatically reduced. There are other changes that make him easier to get damage in, so please look forward to playing him when the game comes out. I for one am definitely looking forward to playing Heidern in the King of Fighters 15 when the game finally comes out in February 17, 2022. In that same day, we also saw the release of the 7th chapter of the King of Fighters Gaiden, The Origin of the Flame, a Shingo Yabuki centered story which takes the hero back to 660 years before the beginning of the King of Fighters tournament. And in the previous chapter, we saw how he met the ancestor of Kusanagi and Iori Yagami. But in this week's episode, and I'm not gonna spoil it, he gets to meet another ancestor that he didn't expect to see there. I'm not gonna say anything more. Thankfully, thanks to Redneck Craig, we have an unofficial English translation of the latest chapter. Now, even though it's chapter 7 within the manga, that's chapter 4 part 2, and it's titled, It's Time to Fight a Yokai. The link in the description will take you to the page where you can read this amazing manga in English. Now, of course, this manga is authored and drawn by Azuma Kyotaro, the same mangaka behind the excellent The King of Fighters A New Beginning, and it seems that that manga was indeed a new beginning of the franchise because it seems we're getting more mangas as we go. Now, on Tuesday, we saw the release of the highly anticipated, highly weighted The King of Fighters 98 UM Final Edition Rollback Netcode Beta. Now, this is not the final release, it's a beta as its name implies, and it starts from the 19th and finishes on the 29th. Now, this is going to be one of probably couple betas. The second one is rumored to have spectating as well as lobbies. But let's not talk about that, let's talk about this beta, which I got to try yesterday and today. And the first match I had yesterday with none other than Orochi Nagi, or Gunny. He's a big SNK fan and content creator. His website Orochi Nagi was a source of my information back in the day, and it's really an honor to call him a friend and to actually be able to play against him. But the cool thing is, he lives in France, I live in Morocco, and the connection was flawless. It was really good. But I said, okay, well, he lives in France, and usually I even play people in France and Europe with the King of Fighters 14 in its current state. So let's try something else. And I got to try the game, and I fought against Slade, a good friend of the channel, and he lives in the United States, and the connection was amazing. It was really great. I didn't feel any noticeable lag. It was very playable. But that's not all. Today I did the impossible, which I played against someone in Japan. This is something I dreamed of. I never played someone in Japan. I mean, I tried to, but it never worked. But this time, guess what? It did work. I was able to get few matches with a player from Japan, and it just worked flawlessly. I didn't feel, again, any lag. It felt amazing, and it really shows that Code Mystics are really masters when it comes to rollback netcode in fighting games. And hopefully the King of Fighters 15 is going to have a similar quality netcode when it releases again in February 17, 2022. Moving on, since we didn't get any new trailer for the King of Fighters 15, SNK was generous enough to give us a new story to read about our favorite teams. This time, it's Team Auto Fighting. And this thing is really well written. It was really amazing. I can't wait for these things. I love reading the lore. They're really well written, and this time it gives us something important. Yes, it gives us the reason why Ryo and Robert teamed up with King. Yes, it gave us the reason why Yuri Sakazaki is not in there. But it also gave us something pretty cool with two things. For once, we actually have kind of a confirmation that there is something going on between Ryo and King. Well, at least King hopes it's the case, but Ryo seems to be more focused on his training, which is nothing new. But the really cool thing is that we have the confirmation, the official name of a character we haven't seen in a while, and he's from Garou Marco of the Wolves. And yes, I'm talking about Marco Rodriguez, or as some people knew him as Kashnud Butt. Now, this character came out in the King with the Garou Marco of the Wolves, and when the original release, the character was named Marco Rodriguez, and then somehow SNK America, North America, actually changed the name from Marco Rodriguez to Kashnud Butt, which was, it created a huge debate among the fans for years and years and years. But SNK today finally gives us the official name for the character, and yes, it's the original Marco Rodriguez, and it makes a lot of sense because Marco is a Brazilian character, and Kashnud Butt is not a Brazilian name. It was really weird why they changed the name in the first place, because this is not like a situation where Mike Bison and Mike Tyson think, like Street Fighter 2. So I'm happy to see SNK setting the record straight, and that's it. We're gonna call him Marco from now. Now the next question is, when is Marco gonna show up as a DLC in the King of Fighters 15? Put him in a team with Takuma, and I'll be very happy. Now, switching gears after that, we had a lot of news about SNK-related toys. Well, not toys, but action figures. The first one came in an announcement today from SNK through the Twitter about a Metal Slug 3 set of action figures showing Marco and Tarma, as well as some Rebel soldiers. And as you can see in the page where you can pre-order these things, they're available for pre-order now for a special discounted price. We have Marco and Tarma, $85 each if you go for the pre-order, otherwise it's $100 each. As far as the Rebel soldiers, they come in 1-pack or 2-packs. 1-pack goes for $70, while 2-packs comes in $120. Now this is by Tunshi Studio, and they're going to be released somewhere between Q1 and Q2 2022. They look pretty cool, they look pretty detailed, and I'm really interested in some of them for sure. So let's stay tuned. Speaking always about action figures, well, more like statue, today saw the announcement of a new Samurai Showdown statue, and this time it's not Kururu. This is a 6th scale statue, but there's a little bit of an issue here. When I looked at the price, I was like, oh my god, this is $1,299. This is way out of my budget. It looks really cool. This is by Shuhiko Studios, and it's about 21 inches long, 53 centimeters, made of polystone and plastic, and it's based, of course, on the Samurai Showdown video games. It's highly detailed and also has Mama Haha in there. As you can see, it looks beautiful. It's amazing. Again, way out of my budget. But if you are rich enough and you wanted something even more, or you bought this one and you know what, you still have some spare cash you want to spend on SNK statues, well, fear not, because we have this King of Fighters 97 Athena Asamiya 4th scale statue, highly detailed, looking pretty amazing. I'm not sure why there's a dragon in there. They're probably talking about the Dragon Spirit storyline with the Psycho Soldiers that was never resolved, by the way. But once you look at the price, and it's $1,450. Yes, you heard that right, $1,450. I mean, it looks great, it looks amazing. Again, way out of my budget. This is a 4th scale from Linear Studio, and there's Athena surrounded by a metallic purple wave and a red Chinese dragon. It's 21 inches, about 55 centimeters. Made of ABS, polystone, PVC, and PU. Highly detailed, obviously also highly expensive. Now, that is pretty much it. I'm expecting to get some new trailers next week from the King of Fighters 15. Let's see which character we're gonna get. What do you guys think about all the things that were released or announced this week? I'll be playing more of the King of Fighters 98. I'll be streaming tomorrow again some King of Fighters 98 UM, and hopefully I'll see you guys online. Now until then, stay safe.